Our first matchup is a cage match. And the first contestant is a man who's been banned from competition on 2 separate occasions. He's known for his ability to fire up the crowd and leave his opponents frustrated and angry. The notorious Redneq. And his opponent is the fastest rising villain in Twitch politics. The host of the Chaos Cast, Hide Your Dads, it's Stardust.
The topic is, what is racism? I'll give you both a short period, a short 1 to 2 minute period to say your opening position on what is racism, and I'll let you guys go at it. It's a cage match. Good luck. We're going to start with Redneq, the Notorious.
Fuck you, Dylan, you racist piece of fucking shit, for starting us off against each other. How dare you take a transracial person and a person of color to define to your white ass what fucking racism is? Do you really have to do this to us? Is this what it's about? Is this what it's come to make your masses follow you in any which way? Is this where we're going? I don't know. I'm kind of disgusted because I like Stardust and I really don't have many disagreements with her. And I probably stand and agree with 90% of the things she's going to agree with. So these little bitty cage match trauma that you're trying to build into here, man, fuck you, Dylan. This is wrong of you. You're a racist.
Okay, that was his opening statement. We're now going to throw it over to Stardust.
You know what, Dylan? I have to agree with Redneq here. I'm a little bit disgusted. I don't understand. I don't understand why you thought it would be a good idea to exploit a woman of color and a transracial person to make us define racism for you. Was the past 2 weeks not enough for you, Dylan? Was the past 2 weeks not enough for you? Was the past 30 years not enough for you, Dylan? I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, really. I'm speechless.
Stardust, to be clear, you came to me and asked to debate Redneq on racism.
Do not attack her. Do not attack a person of color. As a white man, you should not do that. And I'm right here to call against it. Don't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's racism for you to attack me.
That's
now
racism.
You have an hour and 15 minutes to be clear. You can only do this for so long.
Okay.
What do you want from us? What do you want? What do you want?
Stardust, you're the one who wanted the debate.
I did, yes.
Let's talk about it. Let's have it. Let's have it.
Okay. All right. So I think that so I was going through.
Threw them off enough?
I'm sorry?
We threw them off enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
So I think we were going through we had a debate in the past where you said that you think the statement "I hate blank
Black
group"
people.
is not racist. Do you think you could explain that to me a bit, maybe?
Because, as I've said with when Dylan brought the analogy up, because it was Dylan that said it, so let's just be clear.
Okay.
Of course, anybody that goes around saying they hate somebody, it's not, I don't advise it, but I don't think it makes them a racist.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I don't believe it makes them a racist is because, I think we have to agree what the term racism actually means. And no matter what definition we want to look at, every one of the line items they give is a belief, right? Mm-hmm. It's a belief. It's an idea that your body, your skin tone, your skin color makes you better. Mm-hmm. There's people that believe that they have different intrinsic traits, whatever. The belief of something doesn't make you a racist comparative to what you do with that belief. Because realistically, all Christians could be considered, oh, sorry about the dogs. All Christians could be considered anti-Muslims, by de facto, but that's not a case, and we know this. And on social constructs like this, that's where I get kind of, I kind of get upset with Dylan, and I told him, I'm like, y'all throw racism around like it's a bag of cheese or some chips, because you're dumbing it down. People can have thoughts, they can have ideas, they can say it, they can even say the words, I hate black people, or I hate white people, or I hate whatever. They have to follow it with an action. They have to do something to make that happen. Make that racism happen is what I guess I'm trying to get to.
So I think, when I was looking to this topic, I looked into like interactional racism, which I think you would agree, they define it as like hate crimes are the most extreme manifestation of interactional racism. But interactional racism is essentially just racism expressed like in how you interact with somebody, right? So I do think I understand what you're saying as far as there needing to be an action, but I do think that verbal, words can be an action, right, towards somebody. No,
they can't. How can words to me? You're ugly.
Okay.
What does that do to you?
I mean, it doesn't really do anything, no. So, yeah.
Okay, so please explain how words can be.
I think it depends, right? I think when you get a large flood of words, I think that can be
no.
Yeah.
Word. How does a word?
A single
How
word.
is words action? How are words action?
Right. So the way that I would say that words are actions again are. It's not the single interaction. It's not the single person saying the word, right? It's when there is a large group of people saying words to you that can. So
you're defining mob mentality, which is a whole different subject. People will lash out and act out based on mob mentality. So if you want to go down that road, we can talk about it. That can happen in all good and bad. Racism, if you want to define what racism is, I mean, let me go through a little bit of it, because I mean, I know I never do research, but I actually looked it up just so I could read it for y'all. And I think if there's anything I say that you disagree with, then let's stop and we'll talk about it. But number one, the belief that race accounts for differences in human character or ability, and that a particular race is superior to others. Pretty generic, right? But they're using the word race here in what context? What defines race for you?
Well, because we know it's a social construct, right? That it is generally based on like your appearance, right? And an appearance that you can't change, right?
But that appearance it can be changed, because currently, over the years, we have actually diluted the color spectrum, right? We are losing hard definites. Of course, we still have them, but we have been able to freely breed and fuck. And I know one of the last streams, I think you were on with me when we were joking about this, I said, fam, just keep fucking. Yeah. We've been mixed races, if we want to define it, I use air quotes. We've been mixing skin tones for years.
Oh yeah, we've been doing it for thousands of years, really.
So what is pure? I mean, that's where I guess I get conflicted here, because we're talking about a lack of melanin. When we talk about science, we're talking about I don't have skin tone. I don't have as much pigment in my skin as you do.
Yeah. Well, so where I would say that there's a difference is that yes, we've been mixing for thousands of years, essentially since we've existed, but it doesn't change the fact that beliefs, like racist beliefs, are still communicated, and through those communications, right? It's through those communications that those ideas are spread, right?
But those people that practice that are racist. Mm-hmm. If you practice a lifestyle of living in a box and not exposing yourself because of your skin color or because of these things, and you believe that they always exist, then aren't you exacerbating and creating it and keeping it going?
Possibly. I mean, I think so I can't tell if we're talking specifically or if we're talking in a general.
Well, I mean, I tell everybody that I tell everybody, I look at somebody. Of course, I see skin color.
Yeah.
But I don't look at skin color as defining who you are. Just like I don't look at Dylan because he has hair and I don't. That makes him better than me. So that's that is literally as hard of a line as I set for myself when I think about any of these social constructs. You either have to do something. You can't just have an idea or a thought, because ideas and like you have, I guarantee you in your lifetime, you have thought about killing somebody. So are you a murderer?
No, yeah.
Does that make you a murderer? Okay. So that's the concept, though. Y'all want to sit here and say you're a racist for saying something. I want to fucking kill you.
Well,
People say it all the fucking time. That doesn't make you the murderer. That doesn't. You have to have an action. Something has to occur. It has the next step. Now, whether you have a big company, agreed, where the leader is sitting there going, I hate fucking black people. And then the next thing you know, they got policies implemented that prevent black people from doing something. That is a person of power holding their beliefs down upon somebody else because of their skin color. Clear definition of racism, because an action resulted off of words. Right?
Yeah. But
so where am I missing?
Okay, so what I would say is murder generally is a we talk about murder in like a legal sense, right? So when we're talking about murder, we're talking about like somebody who's committed murder. You don't become a murderer just by thinking about it. I do think that you can hold racist beliefs, right? I try to separate people from even doing racist actions and being like fully racist, right? But I think holding racist beliefs can still lead to real life consequences, right? So,
but you're holding those beliefs, or you dictating that you perceive something to be racist, or like you said, you firsthand acknowledged racism. Everybody's reception of racism is different.
Yeah.
And you have to acknowledge that racism exists everywhere.
It does.
I've experienced racism.
Yeah.
You've experienced racism.
Yeah.
Everybody experiences it if we're going to go down that path. My point is that that's what's being dumbed down to address racism at its core. You know, we can't just keep saying there's white supremacists out there.
No.
There's more than white supremacists out there. There's supremacy in all factors and forms, including in your culture in India. There's plenty of people you cannot marry another Indian from another area of the country.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Is that racist?
Yeah.
Like it's fucking absurd to me that these type of things we're still having the discussions with. So I have no problem saying it's a bias, right? Because that's what it is. It's when you practice it continually and you affect another that makes it racist. There's bias. I mean, hell, Dylan only dates black people. So are we going to call him a racist because he doesn't like white people?
No, I think
Dylan, I'll text you on that one. That was just for you, just to make sure you're paying attention.
I don't think you can really control like well, I don't know. I don't think you can really control like how you feel sexually or whatever, what your taste is, for sure. But I think there's a difference between like having a taste for something and
wait. You're saying you can't control your taste for sex or the choice of who you want to have sex with? That's not a choice?
I don't think you can choose who you're attracted to.
So if you're attracted to nothing but black people, does that make you a racist towards black people or against all the other racists?
I don't think it makes you racist. I think it's
so. If I only wanted to have sex with black people, am I racist or am I appropriate? What would be wrong with that today?
I mean, some other people might find that there's something wrong there, but I personally don't. I don't find anything wrong there. I think that's just your personal taste, right? When we're talking
it's a preference. It's a preference or a
personal
bias
preference. Yeah.
And that was my answer. But see, that's what's not being accepted here, because why?
Well, I think that there's a difference.
You're saying that words are actions.
Okay, sure. Yeah, there's a difference between like having a preference for something, right? A preference for an attraction for something that you can't control versus saying that blanket statement like I hate blank, I hate blank people, So I do think that there's a difference there. And then where does that I hate such and such people come from? What's the stemming belief behind that?
It doesn't matter where it comes from, right? Hate comes from just experience. I mean, you can have somebody that was raised in a perfect environment and then still end up hating the environment that they were raised in, yet it was perfect. right? Again, these are things when you're born, you have choices. So they say kids, racism's taught. Racism is, I clearly believe you're a product of your environment, and I believe that racism is socially taught.
Yeah. I think so.
So because of my age and because of the time, I have seen firsthand racism. I have seen people getting their ass kicked. I've had my ass kicked because of my skin color. You can't get it any different than that. Like that. Yeah. I don't want to chalk it to anything less than that.
Yeah.
You kind of let people talk, and you kind of accept, oh, they're just talking shit, and you don't fuck with them. Yeah. So when I see all these people going, oh, those are white supremacists over there, and I look at them and I'm like, those are just a bunch of fucking idiots trying to flex their bullshit. You call half them out in person, and if you walked up to them and actually called them out and asked them, are you a fucking racist? Do you really believe in this bullshit? They're going to chicken shit out because they feel empowered because of what you're worried about. Yes, of course, you get a bunch of idiots together that all hate black people, and then somebody's going to get violent. It's usually a statistical fact. I'm not going to argue that. But that's not, just because you have somebody that says something, just because of somebody's belief, they have to have an action. And so that's where I define racism.
I think that, I think that you can still express racism, though. I think that, yes, you can say that somebody's an idiot, and that's their bias. And when you go up to them and say, like, hey, are you really going to say that stupid shit to me? Are you really this fucking racist? Are you really this fucking dumb? For some people, the answer might be that they chicken out, for sure. But there are cases where I've confronted people about that, and they'll double down on it, and they'll say, like, yeah, you know what, you're a savage, you're lesser, all of that, anything to make the person, and I think that is the purpose of words, right? The purpose of a large group of people saying or directing a large group of people to say hateful things to you is to make you feel smaller, right?
I just think we're complaining about bullying and words. Racism, we have to move away from words hurting us. We have to.
Sure.
We have to let people just say what the fuck they want. And get knocked out if like there was a video I just watched yesterday where it was an old white guy. I think it was happening at Applebee's or something. I think it was on TikTok or something. And this old black dude stood up, and they literally squared up because I heard the old white guy use that old adage, there's a difference between the hard R and the A for men. Like he was literally saying, oh, it's just a difference in the word. The one is bad. And I wasn't saying that, but I'm like, dumbass, you just said, and he got knocked out. And I'm a firm believer that society has a way of doing that. Now, then we talk about violence, and I'm like, yes, that's where it becomes racist. And that's where I have a problem. But we learn this in what? Middle school, elementary, junior high. We click ourselves. We put ourselves with the nerds, the jocks, the geeks. You have these cliques. They're biases. They're the way you like to roll. And it doesn't necessarily always have certain colors in it.
No, I agree with you. I think that a lot of people will chalk up racism and chalk up like a result to racism or or things that people do to racism where there isn't necessarily one. I definitely agree with you there. And I definitely disagree with a lot of the online rhetoric of just calling anybody and everybody racist, because when then there actually is racism and you call it racist, then nobody really takes it seriously. So there's definitely
thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that back up, and I appreciate you circling, and it made Dylan's eyes kind of peek up because that's exactly what I told him is the wrong with y'all's generation, and what I've been seeing for the past 20 years is racism has been drilled into the media so much that they're able to attach it to the simplest of things. And that is the danger. That's where I'm saying that the over hyping of non-racist as racism will create violence against non-racist people that will then turn them racist. There was a movie, Spike Lee did a movie, and well, I don't know if half of you guys know some of these people, but
I don't watch movies.
There was an older, so there was a movie where I think it's God, I don't like this fucking dude. I think I forget his name though, but he played an Aryan, a skinhead in the movie, and he just got very frustrated with the fact of feeling like he was always oppressed, and he ends up shooting a whole bunch of people. I think it was a Spike Lee movie. I think if I remember correctly. Dylan, can you help us out here? Can I get a call out for who this guy is? This white actor. He's
have no
very
clue.
vocal. He hates Trump. He lives in New York. He's Jewish. He's tall, into hip hop music. Michael Rappaport. Thank you. I just saw the word Rappaport. Yes. So it's with him. They basically try to pitch it to where he felt like he was being oppressed because he was always being accused, and he's with he's with other people that feel the same way. And what ends up happening? He ends up flipping to becoming violent because he feels the oppression that isn't happening, but it's being pushed on him, and yet he didn't do it. So there's that dichotomy. And then you watch movies like American History X, where you have Ed Norton walking down the street after putting a dude's face onto the concrete. It's a very violent scene, and it's violent as hell, but you get to watch Ed Norton go through the transition of being an actual white supremacist Nazi Aryan to seeing that racism actually comes from the culmination of what you're saying, which I'm not arguing that you understand. I do agree that words can be a problem, but they happen whenever you allow them to keep going and collecting. Like you said, if you get a whole bunch of people together and they say that I want cake, and there's the bakery closed next door, but all of a sudden everybody gets pumped up on feeding for cake. I think they'll break in and take a cake. And these are good law-abiding citizens, right? It's just what it is. Mob mentality. So I hate the fact that we throw racism on everything because we allow real racism to slip by because it's not being talked about. You don't have to say words.
Yeah. So do you think that like a KKK rally, like people gathering at a KKK rally and talking about how much they hate minorities coming into the country and minorities taking jobs and minorities all the bad things that minorities bring to their communities, do you think that would be racist?
Just having a meeting?
If it's just a KKK meeting and they're
and I'd want it to be public, and I'd want it to be documented. I'd want them to get a permit just like any other organization. I'd like to make them public. Like, let these motherfuckers exist. Show themselves. You guys are so worried about the boogeyman that you think is out there when you're not paying attention to the ones sitting in the corporate boardrooms that don't say a word and make policies and marketing campaigns that go directly against all the shit that you're sitting there bitching about. No, racism does not have to be said. Racism does not have to be talked about. It doesn't have to even be exposed. It can happen behind closed fucking doors. And that's where I'm just like with y'all. I'm like, you got to see the action. You got to start paying attention to the action.
Okay. I agree with you, and I believe in like free speech, and I do think that those things should. I would prefer to see them in public than by themselves in the woods. But I think I still disagree with you that I think a KKK rally meeting, and even if they're only talking about their racist beliefs, I still think that the words are racist.
Do you think it's okay to have a Sikh meeting where they talk about all the troubles with the government and the policies in the country that is ruling and overran them? Well, and then the Sikhs talk about actually doing what they originally were raised to do and to defend the nation and to take back over the rule.
Are they saying specifically hateful stuff towards other groups of people?
Of course. Well, I mean, maybe I used a bad example because Sikhs speak very peacefully. Okay, maybe I used a bad example, but this is a line that maybe a lot of the other people don't get, but I addressed something that's pretty solid. Yeah. It's a solid argument. I'm comparing the two. You can say that these white supremacists are being culturally unwilling to change what they believe should be right. I have no problem with them doing and talking about it. It's the moment they take action. The moment they say, fuck it, Fred and Jimbo, let's load up in the truck and go burn some crosses and throw bricks through people's windows and hurt people. Like, fuck, yes. Understand, I was dating a young black woman when a young black man was dragged behind a truck in East Texas. I was told to stop dating her, and I had to leave town, and our relationship was over because of the peer pressure and the existing pressures in the community. Yeah. Just because of the worry of the perception in the community of what would happen to her and her family, and me, and my family didn't live near. But I mean, we have to. This shit still happens. People are still killing people because they think their color makes them better. I'm not even going to fluff on that. I fucking hate it. Yeah. I hate it.
I agree with you. And I would say Well, I think we agree on specific parts here. We agree that that people who say these stupid things should be able to say it in public. I would rather see it in public, right, than have it somewhere I can't see it, so I can know that these people are fucking idiots, right? And know that they have the potential to be dangerous. I agree with you that there is a tendency to overlabel everything as racism, but I still think that words can be racist. I think that sentences can be racist. I'm not saying that just because they're racist that they shouldn't be in public. That I think that's
what
the difference.
okay, so what's but racist again has to have an action, or else it's like you said, we're just
not
you're
necessarily
just hearing
it just
it,
is
and then
communicating
whenever
it's you
give me
said
an example
earlier.
then use me.
Yeah. So
I'll give you a pass and be racist towards me. Say something racist to me.
Well, okay. Let me explain something really quickly first. So you said earlier that it's communicating, or not even communicating, but believing that a certain group is superior or inferior to another, right? Would you consider that
based on their own? So right now, the way that you guys use racism, it's based on skin tone, skin color. That's it. And I'm saying that's racist in itself, because you can't tell who is who unless you have a fucking super...
But that's the issue, that you actually are making the same argument that I make to people
and
who
that's
are
why I said
racist.
we're not going to disagree with that much.
Yeah. No, you're making the same
people.
Yeah. So I tell that to people,
and I'm saying that's racist.
Yeah.
I tell Dylan that.
So what I'm trying to say here is that is that I make that same argument to people who are afraid of white replacement, right? How do you know who is 100% white, right? How do you know? Like,
you don't.
Yeah, you don't. And same thing, like when
because I say I hate all white people,
Redneq. Gotta let her finish her sentence.
So
she's getting there.
We'll let her finish the sentence.
It's a cage match, fucker. Shut up.
Well, you have to say cage match, Redneq, if you want to do that. Stardust, continue.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is that is the same argument. I don't think we're making different arguments here. I think those are the same arguments I make towards people who are saying that they're afraid of like white people being replaced, and that there's this big grand conspiracy to have them all replaced, right? You don't really know. Most people are mixed to some extent, and even if, let's say, there's all this race mixing in America and eventually everybody looks the same, everybody's some shade of brown or something like that, there's still, it's not like white people are gone. Everybody's part white now, right? It's just everybody has it in them. So these are the same arguments I make towards actual racists. I don't think we're disagreeing there.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I asked Dylan this and he skirted it. What does it mean? What do you identify as? Can I ask you that?
What do I identify
By the way,
as?
Redneq, why do you keep bringing me up, man? You're debating Stardust.
Because
fuck you, Dylan. Fuck you. All right.
These are all conversations you've had, and you've fucking planned this bullshit out, and so this is all your bullshit. So I'm going to call you.
Stardust, you've been much more aggressive with me than you have with your debate opponent.
I know. I'm sorry.
Mute your shit. We don't want to hear from you anymore.
Oh, okay. I just think it's funny to yell at Dylan, but yeah. Don't take it personally, Dylan. I'm sorry.
Racially, what do you identify as?
Racially, what do I identify as how society pretty much perceives me, right? And society perceives me.
Society fucking depends on who perceives you, because some will think you're Indian, some will think you're Persian, some will think that you're Muslim. Like, they'll fucking come at you with all types of bullshit.
Sure.
So that's racist, right? Is that racist?
I think race in itself is based on that, though, right? It's how society perceives you, right? I mean, I'm Indian.
This is where I want to fight this fucking bullshit.
You gotta let her finish her sentence.
It's
she
okay.
did.
No, well, she was in the middle of her sentence. You gotta let her finish.
I tend to pause. No, it's okay. I tend to pause a lot. I tend to pause at very weird moments. It's not your fault. I just have a very strange way of speaking. So I identify as Indian. Yeah, it's partly because that's how everybody sees me, and also partly because, you know, I grew up with some customs, but I also have like the Muslim background as well. But I don't I guess I don't really see where the question is
Because
going
there's idiots
there.
out there that think Muslims don't exist in multiple races. There's people
Yeah.
that believe that Jewish people aren't multiple races.
Yeah.
There's people that mix religions and other social constructs with races. Hence why all of these fucking social constructs, if we're going to be tearing them down, then let's go all the way and fam keep fucking. Because I don't believe any of us are pure white, and I don't believe any of us are pure black, I don't believe any of us are pure brown. I just believe we're a bunch of people with skin tone and hues. Now, if we want to talk about where we're from, how we were brought up, what our beliefs are, that's different. But actual racism is very easy to find. If someone doesn't like you because of your skin color, and they're that simple-minded that they believe that your skin color actually defines who you are as a person, then they're a fucking racist idiot.
Yeah.
And I would beg you to send them to me.
But
I'll
then
talk to
we're
them.
agreeing then, right? Because if somebody
And that's what I've said. But see, Dylan
Yeah.
thinks they think there's a big conspiracy that I
Look
think
at
that you have to have an action.
Redneq, do you want to debate Stardust or you want to debate me?
no, it's,
Why are you
it's-
unmuting yourself? Did we say our rating?
Because you keep, I don't care. You keep bringing me up. You want to debate me or you want to debate Stardust?
It's your fucking panel stuff, dude.
You keep bringing me up. I'm just saying, you want to debate me or you want to debate Stardust? Because you're bringing me up because I can't interject as
You'll
the
lose
moderator.
on this debate because you
Hey,
can't hold your
hey,
own.
Redneq,
Redneq.
Hey, it's my turn. It's my turn now. Okay.
Finally.
Okay. So, what was the last thing you said, Redneq? Because I got.
I said that I said that Dylan, I mean, I mentioned his name because these are all of the arguments that have been wrapped around me. Redneq is the racist. Redneq is the
I've
all
never
of the
said you're
isms and
racist,
the
though.
those. You have never, and that's what the problem was. And I even said this before we even came on, that me and you actually can talk because I love talking with you. You approach me nicely. I love your energy. You're calm about things, and you actually joke, and you can have fun with jokes.
Mm-hmm. So
They don't understand that I just keep it stupid simple. I've seen somebody hit and hurt somebody, and I've been hit and hurt because of my skin color. So everything else to me is just bullshit. It's just fucking words. And when it comes to politicians, I think they're all racist.
I used to think that things were just words because on an interpersonal basis, I really did. I used to think that things are just words. And on an interpersonal basis, like when somebody says something really stupid to me, usually it's really funny to me. If somebody tells me they want to nuke me, I think that's hilarious. Like who is so dumb that they would say something so stupid, right? Or who is so dumb that they would boil me down to whatever characteristic, like your people are street shitters and things like that, right? So I really did. I used to have that perspective that words are just words and you should just laugh them off. But I think that there is, when you again get a large amount of that, whether that's throughout your life or and it's not just words because these are ideas communicated through words that are put onto you. You can look at, there's like this study of girls with dolls. And it's a bunch of African American girls, and they gave them dolls. They gave them two choices.
I've seen this study.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know the results. They chose.
I know the outcome. Yes.
Yeah, they chose the white girls,
prettier.
and they thought they were prettier. They thought the black doll was uglier. So I do think that these, although what you're saying is right, it's words. Words are just words. It's the ideas that are communicated through those words, and those ideas that are communicated through media and communicated through various mediums that make people feel smaller.
But Stardust, who controls the media? Who controls the medium? Who has controlled marketing from day one? Come on, this is where we could if you really want to get crazy about this crap.
What do you mean?
You haven't had the traditional white supremacists in charge of fucking media, have you? Have they been in charge of media?
I don't.
I created all of these racist things that you just defined.
I
because
don't.
I'm still and I'm pausing kind of too, but I'm still trying to understand where words are racist.
Yeah, it's the
racism.
ideas behind the words, the ideas that are communicated through those words, right? So I don't call the people who own different types of media, I don't call anybody just a white supremacist, right? They need to actually prove that to me. However, I can say that there are white supremacist ideas that are ingrained in society, ingrained in media, right? Like there's a difference between somebody saying something racist and actually being fully a racist, right? maybe I split these things too much. I'm not sure, but I find that there's a huge difference.
Anyone that believes their skin color makes them more superior than another person, and they actively try to make themselves better by using their skin color against the others, that's racist. Someone hurting someone else because their skin color is the same as themselves is racist. I hate white people.
It's racist.
I'm white. No,
I think it's racist.
What? How?
Well,
How?
I mean,
How is it racist?
It's communicating an idea that you hate people based on a trait that they can't change, right?
But you don't understand what you don't. But again, you don't understand my level of hate. What is hate? You have to then get into my head and go, okay, well, how much does he hate? Is he hated enough to hurt somebody? Is he hated enough to try him? Or is he just saying he has hate for him? Because every fucking white left progressive, I hate. I fucking hate. And on Twitch politics, I really fucking hate him. Dylan, I tolerate because he's not as far left as the rest of these bitches. But I just, to me, that doesn't make me a racist. I just hate fucking white progressives. Just biased.
Dylan looks like he's in pain.
Period.
I'm sorry, Dylan. So okay, I again would say you believe in that idea. If you didn't put those qualifiers around it, like white, left, progressive, right? Because those are adding qualifiers that kind of change it.
I'm nailing it down for you to give you a better example of it doesn't mean shit.
Right, but
it doesn't mean shit.
The main thing behind that statement is not about them being white alone, right? If it were just about them being white, then I would think that it's racist. Yeah.
Okay, so are you brown?
Yeah.
Or are you black in America? You're brown.
Considered brown.
So
yeah.
do you carry all of the same plights that other brown people do? Or they look differently by other brown people? Is there a brown shade that if you're a lighter brown, you're better than other browns? Do you feel that way? Or do you not see that? I mean, do you understand where I'm at here? It's like you guys want to put words on it, but your words, you then, when I say, okay, well, just because you say something doesn't make it. And you're like, well, if you get a whole bunch of people together saying it, then that, yeah, mathematically you could get a fuckhead out of there that's going to go off and do something stupid, but you still have to have the action, Stardust.
Do you think?
And you've never stopped and just addressed that and said,
do you think
you have to have the action?
Do you think that the fact that the belief in something, a belief that somebody is inferior, being put into action as words, that you feel strongly enough in that belief that you are willing to speak that out in public? Do you not think that is an action in itself?
Supremacy? You're saying that you're saying supremacy. So you took racism out. Now you're just saying supremacy because that's ultimately what the root of it is. Somebody that feels that they're more supreme or better, superior over somebody else. I'm better than you and I'm better than Dylan. I'm older and I've accomplished way fucking more than you guys ever will. Okay, I just said it. Does that? And
but that's not really racist.
No, I am superior than
just a
you.
lie.
Fuck you. No, it's true. I'm more superior than you.
Okay, but it's not based. It's not based on race, though.
It's based on everything. It's based on everything. It's just, oh, I'm a white guy. Come on, right?
But it's not based purely on your skin color, right? Like I've run into people who will look at my skin color.
Okay, hang on, sis. The fact that you play the skin color is the problem too, though. Anybody that plays this skin color is the skin color game is just as racist as accusing those that use the skin color to be racist.
Wait, how is what I'm doing?
Playing the fucking game.
How is what I'm
because
doing?
Because you're looking for people to hate you over your color, and you're treating people of other color, looking for them to treat you differently because of your color.
No. I'm not looking for it. I just disagree with the idea.
You see it, but you acknowledge it though.
Well,
you see it.
I see it because I see it directed at me, but I don't just call anybody and everybody racist, just like I don't call anybody and everybody a white supremacist, right? And I've made the distinction between somebody doing, like, saying something racist and actually being racist, right? Because there can be a difference.
But you haven't defined the only way you can define being an actual racist is to saying somebody that committed an action.
No, I think that you can hold racist beliefs, right?
Are we playing Minority Report now? Your beliefs. Just because you believe something, one day you may commit a crime.
I'm not
You're
saying
there.
that. I'm saying that
You're there.
the crime isn't really necessary in my head. I think you can hold a racist belief, and if that racist belief drives you to say that racist belief and spread that racist belief, then it's still racist. It doesn't require a crime to be there. A crime is obviously the worst part of it, like interactional racism. A crime is still the most escalated part of interactional racism, but that doesn't mean that everything before that crime is not racist as well.
Wow. I mean, I can't live here. I can't live here with y'all. Because you're going off of what you believe and you don't even have to. You guys are sitting here advocating for people that actually publicly speak their opinions and their beliefs, and you're focusing on a minority that's less than 0.0001% that are idiot enough to show their fucking dumbasses in front of some courthouse every 4 years, right before elections, so they can sit there and get a little prop up.
Well, I never said anything about them not being able to do that. I never said anything about them not being allowed to do that.
But Stardust, your whole
wait. Stardust, did you want to finish your sentence?
Yeah.
By the way, anytime I moderate, either of you can just yell cage match and you can stop that. Go into a cage match.
I think I'm okay right now. I still think, right? Okay. So I still think, again, I think you think that because I'm calling this racist, that we need to stop people from saying what they want to say. I'm not saying that.
What I'm saying is that the fact that you believe somebody can't believe what they want is racist, is the fact a racist issue, because you are now practicing the fact of color and adopting their knowledge. You're saying, okay, well, if someone believes their color's worse, they can't believe it at all either.
No, they're allowed to believe it.
Whoa. You didn't hear my words. Worse, not better. Because if you're going to say that people can't sit there and even think that their skin color makes them better, which I don't agree with, but if they can, you're even saying that they can't even think it, then you're also saying that people shouldn't be able to think that their skin color makes them lesser.
So
that means
you're ascribing
exists.
You're ascribing the should be able to me, where I'm not saying should be able to or shouldn't be able to. I'm not saying that at all. I think that people should be able to think what they want. I can't control anybody's brain. I can't control what somebody wants to say out in the public square. They should be able to do that. I agree with you. I would just call it racist. That's all.
So what actions would you take?
I wouldn't take any actions. I would just point at that and say, hey, that's racist.
So what's the point of calling it racist? Because like you said earlier, when that example I told you to bring back up, you give this example. We shouldn't just be calling everybody racist because it doesn't mean anything.
Well, we call people who are racist when they give
How does it make them racist? You don't. Okay, we're going to go in circles because you won't define the action that makes them racist, yet you agree with me that words are just words.
Wait. You guys are yelling over each other. One at a time, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
The action is, again, spreading the racist belief out into public, right?
I hate white progressives. I'm going to continue to say this until they change who the fuck they are, or I just get softer and quit just worrying about them. Does that mean I'm out here fucking up white progressives? Does it mean I'm out here trying to hold them down? For fuck's sake, Stardust, listen to what you're advocating for here and understand the larger implication.
But I wouldn't call that racist.
You just told me earlier that me saying white people is racist.
Yes,
I can't hate white people.
But when you put progressive and you put leftist in there, you're adding other qualifiers, right?
Okay,
you're not hating them because people. They're white.
I hate white people because they're white. I hate my own self because I'm white. It's fucking horrible. Being white sucks today because we have to sit here and talk about bullshit like this. We have to be the answerer of why fucking skin color matters when I don't give a fuck. And I think this is a game built by the fucking left to make us do this. I hate this bullshit. This is so fucking retarded. DOS, sorry. Didn't mean to say that word. Damn it. Damn it.
Fine.
That one I acknowledge. I apologize.
I think that you should not hate yourself. I really don't think you should hate yourself.
No, but that's where we're heading, right? That's what you even said earlier. The people that are worried about losing the white skin, they hate themselves, honestly. They hate themselves because they're worried about who themselves are. They don't know who they are. And that is something that we all suffer with. I don't give a fuck what color you are. As you grow up, you try to find your own identity. You try to find out who you are. And when you're raised in an environment that's not like your skin color and the society as a whole addresses everything based off skin color, you get a fucked up perception, just like you've talked about this.
Yeah.
One moment. There is 10 minutes left in the match.
Oh, really?
10 to 15 minutes, yes.
Really?
Fuck you, move on.
We've talked that long?
Yes.
Or are you just saying that because you think I'm boring?
Do you want
I'm
to
bored.
spend this time debating me, or do you want to debate your opponent?
I just want the truth, Dylan.
You just want the truth, or the truth is you need to pick it up. That's the truth.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, Star. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think okay, so again, I don't think that you should hate yourself. Here's the thing. If you're talking about anti-white rhetoric, I will agree with you that I've seen plenty of anti-white rhetoric, 100%, and I don't agree with it. And if you want to talk about like the examples that you use with me with colorism in India, I don't agree with that either. I'm one of those people. When I was in high school, I was putting on bleaching, cream on my face. But I still
Why? Why were you doing it?
Why was I doing it? Because it was seen as to be prettier, basically. Yeah.
But you were making yourself better than your other Indians.
I wasn't even thinking about being better. I was thinking of not being as horrible as I am, right?
So again, did that make you racist though? That you were trying to fit yourself into something that lightening your skin color made you feel better, but yet you're attaining to be something you're not.
It never made me feel better.
Is that racist?
I think it's racist against myself. Yeah. Yeah, probably.
So that's where we both are. That's where we both are. I can't stand these fucking arguments because I believe that the root of all evil has been my skin color. And that's a fact. And I wish that society didn't look at our skin color as the problem and just looked at the people. So when you guys want to keep talking about racism to me, I've told you guys this honestly. I spent 16 years of my life hating my fucking self and my skin color. Like that's a tough one. Yeah. That's a tough one to talk about when you want to talk about racism, because I see racism literally as an action. I have to, because I've lived through people saying shit that.
But you've disagreed with me now. You disagree with me by saying.
I'm saying I've said that before. Yeah, you can get a whole bunch of people saying the same shit, and it becomes racist when they take action. But we can't live off the words.
Right.
We can't.
But what is really important here is that there is that internal belief that you had, right, where you hated your own skin color, and you have essentially agreed with me that was a racist belief, right?
For myself, or the reason why I hated my skin color?
I mean, it was racist to yourself, right?
No, I hated myself because I saw myself as the racism that existed in society. Okay. I saw myself as the problem. The same way that society today sees whiteness as still the arbiter of all evil, I still feel that we will never be able to atone for the amount of damage if we want to play this skin color game. The white skin color has pretty much just fucking tipped the scale past all barriers. So I don't know how any of us could ever, if we're ever going to play this game, not acknowledge that.
Well, you're not history, right? You are you.
No, exactly. But here's the deal. We are living, and I'm glad you said that. I'm wanting to move history because we're still living in historical color codes, and we are way past it. We are way past looking at somebody's skin color as a problem. We need to let people say what the fuck they want, and we'll weed out these idiots. If you let racists be racist out openly, they start showing their ass more.
Okay, so then you agree that words can be racist when people are being racist in the public square.
No, I agree that words will show you the. Let me finish. Words will let you not sitting here and going, that's a racist for what you said. Stop calling it out. Let them do their shit. Then you see them, and then you can find them because you'll be able to see their actions. There's people that are going to talk game. There's people that are going to talk all that shit. You're not even addressing the people that don't say a word that are the most racist people in the world.
So we're not supposed to call out racist words and stuff?
No. But listen, you're more focused on the words that you hear people say, and then we spend all that time doing the shuffle game while people in power don't ever say a word about racism, but they're instituting policies that are preventing people from coming up because of their skin colors and their conditions.
What do you think influences those policies, though, to be put in
racism?
Place? Right.
Their beliefs, but they're not saying it. So what? Okay, you missed my argument altogether. You're sitting here arguing about people that say racist things. And I'm telling you, that doesn't make them fucking racist. It's that motherfucker that ain't saying a damn thing, that's doing shit, that's racist, that you need to worry about.
I mean,
we have to watch action.
They're using racist language, right? And that racist language is based in racist belief, right? And what influences policies that are racist? Racist beliefs, right? We can trace both back to racist beliefs, right?
Everything, as I've said, racism from day one. Whoever tipped the scale and decided, and whatever year that was, that white people took over and became the fuckheads they did for all those years of domination. I'd like to know what exact year that was. I have not learned from any history professor when the actual white race took over power of the rest of the world and became what it is today perceived as. So that, as a self-learn, I'd like to learn, because I know we're not all one color. So was it people lightening themselves? And which people were those who did they lighten themselves? You understand where I'm coming from? It's like, I understand where I'm born. I understand where I came from. And that's known as the current history of being the ruling of the world. But we're playing with skin tone. For fuck's sakes here. We're arguing that words attached to meaning something derogatory towards a skin tone.
Yeah.
Words.
Yes, words. But those words come from those ideas, right? And those ideas influence policies. And those ideas influence whether somebody beats somebody else up, right?
Look, we can argue ideas all day long, but the action has to be done.
Okay, I am not saying that people don't have the right to believe what they want. In their heads, they can believe whatever they want. In fact, they can say whatever they want. I'm fine with that. I just am going to say, if somebody says something racist that is actually racist, I'm going to be like, hey, what the fuck? That's kind of.
What is actually racist? I begged you to give me an example of something that's actually saying, tell me something that can be said that is actually racist.
Actually racist. Okay.
Tell me something that could be racist.
Okay, so I think I may be the wrong person to ask about this, but so one thing that I constantly hear whenever I go into certain spaces is like, your people are street shitters. That's something that I hear a lot. And why do your people shit in the streets? Why are they savages? Right? I would say that's pretty racist.
What? How?
I mean, it's not even attributing the fact that I'm American, right? I was
right,
born
so it doesn't apply to you.
I'm sorry?
It doesn't apply to you then. So
it's still racist, though.
But what people are they talking about? Which people are they talking about?
They're talking about people who look like me. Yeah.
Okay, but again, that's what I'm saying. They're playing the racist game, right? That's what we're saying. We're playing the racist game. They look like me. So the fact that you know that other people look like you, and anytime somebody that doesn't look like you says something to you that you don't like. So it's my fault
that that's racist then.
I am not saying, but I'm saying you're both playing. I'm saying that you both are playing a racist game.
But they're trying to apply that racist stereotype to me. It's not about me. It's not my fault that I am recognizing that they are associating a group of people that live across the globe with me. You know?
Stardust. They said something. They didn't fucking touch you. They didn't do nothing to you. Do I have to call cage match now and hit you over the head to show you that this is what it's about?
Obviously, violence is a much more severe consequence of interactional racism. That doesn't mean the things that come before that don't count, though, right? Violence is obviously the worst part of that. But that I'm still saying that everything before that is still racism if it's being used against you, if it's used to demean you, if it's used to make you shut up. If the point is to make you invalidate your words, invalidate your ideas, invalidate you, your worth as another human being, then yeah, I think that it is racist.
I think that us playing this game and pigeonholing people's words against others is the definer of who you are in society. It's your actions. Because some of the worst fucking people in the world have not said a damn thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And that to me is what I want to see. I watch people's actions. They can talk all the shit they want. They can say whatever the fuck they want. I can even tell them to their face I fucking hate them and still help them. You understand? That's where you guys, we are creating a society where it's mob rule by the de facto because of you said that person said something that's racist. Now everybody knows that's a racist. And if you don't believe that doesn't happen, look at me. I'm a racist, right? I'm the racist on this platform. That's why everybody brings this conversation up. That's why Redneq's the debate. It was even said in the pre-show. Oh, Redneq, he should be good for this. He's perfectly fit for this topic. He's been the predominant racist. You can go back and look in your chats. You can go look in Dylan's chats. Look in all the chats.
Right,
it's
but
already
you can
there.
look at
So
any of my VODs where you've been brought up, and I've always pushed back. I've always pushed back on saying that. Yeah.
But that mob rule, them all saying the same thing, do I have to worry about going outside now, or if I'm somewhere worried about getting attacked because they think I'm a racist, even though I'm not, but because you said it? Does that make you?
You follow me? I understand what you're saying, and that is a real problem. That's why I refuse to call anybody a racist until I am actually 100% sure that they are a racist, and I don't think you are one.
But you can't agree that somebody's 100% racist unless you see them in action. Their words can't be used that way. You've even said it yourself.
Their words can be an action when it is meant to demean you. And there's an action when words are used to demean you.
Wait, stop. Redneq, let her finish her point.
When people are trying to use your race, something that you're born with, something that you can't change, to demean your status as a woman, to say that you're less of a woman, to say that you're less of a human, that you're less sophisticated, you're more like a savage, you're more related to monkeys, right? These are all things that people use to make sure that you feel a little bit more hesitant to say something, right?
Yeah, sorry, just caught in chat. So, like, somebody said I said the R word, the NR word.
When?
I've never. Yeah, that's where I'm wanting to know in Dylan's chat. But I'm like, see, this is the perception, and that was created here in these spaces.
The reason.
So I'm a victim. Oh, whoa! Your words are actions.
Sure.
So you're fucking racist.
Well,
against me, right? Because I'm directly getting threats, and I'm directly getting threats every time I talk.
I don't think you should get threats, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this, because I don't think you're a racist. I think we agree on a lot of things.
I'm saying to you that I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Unless they do something to me, I can't. I told you this before, but yet here you are saying, I know you're not racist. But you've had conversations about it. Your chat has conversations.
You've never said anything racist to me.
Let me finish. Let me fucking finish. But you're not able to control what they say. You're not able to control what they believe. But you know that your mob rule is doing shit. Their actions. They're now, they're coming in, and anytime I'm streaming, they want to make sure to chime that shit in. Y'all live in this world where words. All talk, no action. I don't care what's said. I watch what you do. And that's where I define racism. And as far as I'm concerned, the debate's over, and it's been over from the time it started. You haven't been able to address it. All you say is words hurt my feelings. You haven't said how words can actually cause the actual problem. Saying them and doing them are two different things. And a person of power or a person in power doesn't even have to say the words and can be racist. I'm acknowledging that.
You just actually, I think you agree with me more than you think you do. Because you're talking about I agree with you. How people are using words, calling you racist, right? To make you hesitant, to make you feel bad, right?
No.
Why do you think they go into your chat to say no? But what is the point of them saying that to you? Why do they want to say that to you?
Because they don't like me.
But what is the point of them saying that to you?
They think I'm racist, so they
want to get a rise out of you, right?
No. I have actually been accused of being a racist, and I've had people race raid me where they said he's a fucking racist. He's a racist. Start dropping all types of things to get my tweet. That's why I quit streaming for a while. You do not even know the amount of bullshit I catch from the left. The left will drop so many bad words in somebody's tweets. Chat lines. Oh my gosh! And they'll drop shit with brand new accounts.
So when you want wait 1 second. Redneq, can I see your hand quick? Your hand?
Which one?
Either hand. Okay, I don't see a hole in your hand. It's just you're acting like you were nailed to the cross, so I was just checking.
No. See, this is. Go ahead, get your memes in. I'm
Okay.
showing you guys where your bullshit fucking don't matter. I
If
don't
you're
care
going
that
to
you
talk
tell
about
people.
the
Let me
hypocrisy of the
finish.
left, I agree with you. I am not somebody who the left likes either. I've been especially the far left. I have been spammed gore. Okay, so I mean, I think I understand where you're coming from, but there is a point in which why are they hate rating you? They are hate rating you. That is an action they are trying to do to make what your life harder for you, make it harder for you to stream, right? These are an action.
So
there is a reason
that is
they are doing that.
because someone said I was a fucking racist. So you have to understand that if you're going to keep calling people racist that aren't racist, you are in fact a fucking racist because you're doing the same shit. How do you not
Sure.
understand that?
I agree with you. I don't think anybody should call anybody a racist until they know, until they've seen actual racism, and I haven't seen it from you. And
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
again, what I'm saying,
That's my point.
yes, that is your point, but that's also my point, right? Because what you were complaining about is
That's why we're fucking arguing with Dylan. That's why me and you're supposed to be yelling at his dumb ass because he set this together because he didn't understand that conversation.
Wait.
Okay, wait, let me
Oh
finish.
my God.
Let me finish.
Redneq.
Hey,
Redneq.
I want to finish.
Oh wow! The first time some passion from Stardust. The only time she interjects is when I'm speaking.
Well, okay. Look,
Go on.
look, I'm sorry. I'm trying to have like a good conversation with Redneq, and I don't know when it is appropriate for me to yell at him. Okay, so anyways, fuck you, Redneq.
It's a question. Here we go.
The reason
Now, start yelling.
fuck
Hey,
you.
wait. Okay, it's going off the rails. Let's bring it back on the rails.
The reason why I am bringing this up, you just said, okay, let me finish this, okay? Before you interject, Redneq, because I know you're very excited about this, you're very passionate. But before you interject, there is a reason why people, and beyond the fact that they believe that you're racist and they're calling you a racist, why are they hate rating you? Why do you think that there is an action behind that? They are trying to get you to maybe have a harder time streaming, maybe hesitate the next time you stream. They're trying to make things harder for you. That is an action. It is just like, it's almost like those words that they are using on you are resulting in something that is making your life harder, right? So just in that very same idea, words can be used on somebody, words that are very racist, to make their life harder too, to communicate ideas. And wait a minute, before you interject, okay? There is the idea that you are a racist going around. I know you're not a racist, but the idea that you are a racist that is being communicated through words, and people are thereby, using hate rates to make your life harder. And the same thing happens with racism, right? I think you've demonstrated my point for me.
Who's at fault? The streamer that said it, or the crowd that's doing it?
I think both.
So Dylan, she's calling you a racist.
Wait,
Stardust, you're calling yourself a racist.
Dylan, did you call him a racist?
I do think Redneq's at least a little bit racist, yes.
Okay.
And
So,
homophobic, yes.
You see,
Mostly I would say
you
more
see-
homophobic than racist.
So
I
you see,
might
whenever
see
you
the
take,
homophobic part, but I don't see well, I might be desensitized. I'm probably the wrong person to ask on this one, but
so when you take when you guys present these to the other side, and I'm supposedly on the other side because I'm a conservative or whatever, I'm like, I've agreed that words being used in large crowds and numbers, and of course someone standing on stage saying something, it could be a problem. I'm not going to deny that it's fucking dumb. Yelling fire in a theater, all that shit, we know. But it's those people that took the action, those people that reported me, those people that sent things into my chats and we have logs of. Those people I have, right? But those were troll accounts that were created on the fly. So who exhibited the racism or the anti-racism in the matter of moral justice? Those people acted out. I'm not going to blame Dylan or you for that. I haven't once until tonight. I'm using it as an example to show you that shit happens every fucking day.
But what if it was streamer?
Wait.
What if it was a streamer who was directing people to do that to you?
Well, we want to talk about, well, we don't have to
Then
talk about
that would
racism. We
be-
talk about that. You know that happens.
But that would be that would be an action, right?
But they told people to take that action. Now, if someone says I hate black people and I want you to go hurt them, done deal.
But what if somebody says I hate
Endorsed.
black people, therefore you should go tell this black person that you hate them too? That's still a large group of people.
I just
saying
think
that, right?
I think the idiots that go and tell other black people that they hate them too would get what's coming to them because the fucking listening to an idiot tell them to go do something. Common sense. Know your role. Know your role in life, and quit calling everybody a racist just because they say things you don't like.
I'm not
And quit
calling
hating
everybody a
people.
racist. I'm not calling everybody racist.
No,
I have a really high bar for racism, dude. Okay, I have a very high bar for it.
We agreed, but I still think that you were towing a line that you don't honestly agree with because you can't flush it all the way out because you're still going off of what people think. And I'm not going to hold you accountable, nor am I going to hold Dylan. I'm not going to hold Dylan accountable for people attacking me for something that he said, unless he said, hey, he has called me a racist. So if someone comes up to me and catches me out in public one time and says, you're a fucking racist, and Dylan said so, you damn right I'd have something to say against Dylan. But just because somebody walked up to me and said that they saw me on Dylan's panel and they think I'm a fucking racist and then try to do something, I mean, do I hold Dylan accountable for that? No, I can't. So you saying the same, you're saying like, oh, well, people can say whatever they want and they can do whatever they want, but thinking it, and I hear them thinking, or if they even express it, or if other people think it, then I'm going to call them a racist. That's fine. And I just think that slope is way too slippery.
We're gonna go into ending statements now. That'll be about 1 minute long at max. We're gonna start with Redneq, then we're gonna go to Stardust, and then the judges are gonna make a decision on who won. No cage match were used in the production of this cage match. We're gonna throw it over to Redneq.
Fuck your cage match.
Okay. Throwing over Stardust.
Okay. So I feel like you have agreed with me on a lot of these points and you just haven't realized it. So we've established that initially you were saying words aren't action. But now we've established that words can lead to actions and words themselves can be actions.
I didn't say they.
Wait, we're Redneq. It's an ending statement.
Cage match.
There you go. Well, finally you get the idea. Okay.
Okay.
You can't say I didn't agree that they lead. I said that there has to be an action. You're trying to slippery slope it and say they lead actions.
Been an action. When somebody says that you're a racist, it's a bunch of people saying you're a racist in your chat and making it hard for you to stream. That is an action, right?
No, it's not an action. They're taking an action to try to get me banned. The fact that they came over to try to do it was the action they took based off a word that was said by somebody else. That's them being racist, not the person that said the words. The person that takes the action is the one that's committing the crime. That's it.
I'm okay. So you were just talking about how people will come up to you and say that you're racist, right? I
said if someone came up to me in person and said you're a racist because I saw you on Dylan's stream, I'd be like, and right? What am I supposed to say? What am I going to do? Like how are they approaching me? If they're just wanting to talk or sit there and bump their gums, nothing's going to happen. So I'm going to let them talk their piece.
If somebody calls you a racist and people come up to you because of that, that is words turning into an action.
And still, as long as no one puts their fucking hands on me or tries to touch me, I have no issues. What am I going to do? What can I do?
You can't do anything, but it's still racist. I mean, if it were based in racism, yeah, it would still be racist, right? It's still an action. If it's words that lead to an action, if words are used as an action.
Stop trying to attach words leading to because you agreed that it has to be the action. Let's stay there and we agree.
When did I agree to it?
It's easy.
You
just said it.
No.
There's
a gray area
though.
Words can be actions. When you communicate,
no, they cannot.
When you communicate a racist idea, that is an action, is it not?
No, because someone has to take that idea and then act on that idea. That's the action. The acting upon the words being said.
You look like an egg, Redneq, okay? I'm done talking to you.
I do. Thank you.
Yeah, egghead.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, The cage match is over. The judges are going to send me their decision on who won. You can freely talk, but it'll just take a minute.
Okay, Dylan, fuck you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your microphone is really fucking big. Okay, it's bigger than your head. Maybe your head's too small. You ever think about your head being too small?
I like phallic objects.
Okay. Awkward.
Well, we have to wait for the mods to all choose that you won, because you know.
We got the decision, and
Yay!
it's
Stardust.
It's unanimous, and I can't believe I'm saying this. The winner of tonight's cage match is Redneq. Redneq, you won tonight. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Your poll says she won.
That's not how it works. We have judges. What do you mean?
Who the fuck are these judges?
We disclose that after the event.
I think they're racist.
I don't think they're racist.